Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. I recently received a question that it was asking about some Instagram shop stuff, so I thought today I would kind of talk about that and talk about why I opened a shop page and all of that, and just kind of give some backstory behind it and what I do, and then answer the question I received, and hopefully if it's something you've thought about doing, this can be helpful to you, and maybe answer some of your questions. So a little backstory. I share on my Instagram page, Facebook page, my website, all the things. When I go thrifting, just the things that I pick up and why I would pick them up or how I would repurpose them or use them to decorate our house or whatever. And I've done that for a long time. And over the years, people kept asking, can I buy that? Can I buy that? That thing that you were picking up, is there a way I can buy that? Can I buy what you're finding? How can I get my hands on what you're finding? So I just kind of said, no, I'm not really doing that right now for the longest time, but it got more, I got more requests for that. And so I thought, let's just try this. Let's just see how this goes. No pressure. And so I opened an Instagram shop. I'm trying to open it here on my phone while I'm talking to you. So I thought I tried to go through different ways that I could do this easily and, just without a lot of stress, because I just wasn't sure how it was going to go. And for the longest time, I didn't want to think about it because I just didn't know how easy it would be and how much extra work it would be. And, it is work. It is extra work, but I think I've kind of got it down to a system right now where I'm happy with it. And we've talked about doing some other things with it as a team, but as of right now, this is kind of, I'm just going to kind of go over the basics and what I do. And I'm writing myself some notes so I don't forget these questions. So first of all, I opened an Instagram shop. So just on your regular Instagram app, it's at My Creative Days Shop. And on that page is when I list things. So you'll do the same thing for like you do for your Instagram page. You'll kind of have a little bio about what it is, and then obviously you'll post things. What I wanted to do is I wanted to keep I call them launches. So I launch new items every Wednesday at 12 p.m. CST. And so I wanted to keep the launches small. I didn't want to launch 100 things every week. I'm trying to do it every week, and so far that's been great, but I'm also not going to just put things up on the page just to put things up. I really want them to be, great things and not just throwing up things just to put them on there. So if I ever come to a week where I just don't have the inventory or just really haven't found anything, then I would not have a launch. I may run a sale or something like that, but I'm not just going to launch things to launch things. So the first thing I would say is, if you're just starting out, keep it small. Like I said, in the beginning, I want to say I only did like 5 to 6 items every week. And then it got to the point where it was like I could do 10 to 15. And that's kind of where I've been kind of now. So that kind of keeps it manageable for me. During the summer, the kids, Landon was really helping me, obviously when he was home and more, but it is mainly me doing it on Wednesdays. And so I wanted to make it manageable, because if it became too stressful and it just took away from the other things I had to, work things, then it just wasn't going to be worth it. And I knew that, starting it. So I knew I had to keep it manageable and smaller in the beginning. So that's what I do. I take photos, I'll have my items. I take photos, Monday or Tuesday. I edit all the photos. I write all the descriptions. Make sure you have measurements. If there's a nick here or like something that, make sure your photos show the condition of your items. I'm selling, vintage, home things for the most part. And so, or just home decor things. And so I try to take photos of every angle or, the tops and bottoms of things. I try to research what it is. If there's like, some name or something, specific about the item that I have researched and found out, I add that to the description. And so, during the holidays, I had, obviously more Christmas stuff than just regular things, vintage Christmas, decor and those kinds of things. And so me keeping it small, this was one of the questions that I got. How do you store things that you have for sale? So, me keeping it small means that I don't have like just boxes and boxes of inventory. Not to say that I wouldn't, if I found things that were great for the shop, I wouldn't buy a ton of things. I mean, but the way I'm shopping and the way I'm curating these launches and trying to find these things, that's highly likely that I'm going to find, because I'm trying to find the really great things. I have a specific, look or things that I know that people have asked me about, or I know are looking for, and so I'm not going to have 1,000 items. And so as far as storing things, in my office, I have I have a couple of boxes, totes, where I keep the items. But usually, here's my suggestion to you. When you have a shop page like this, and I know some people sell on Etsy, and there are Facebook live sales, and those are all things I could look into. But for right now, this is working for me in my business and where I am in my business. So, and it gets those people that want to buy the items that I'm finding. It kind of gives them, it's just working. It's just working all around. I would make your launches special, meaning I wouldn't just put things for sale every day, all day long. Have a day, set a time, something that they can look forward to. Maybe it's once a month, like the first of every month is when you launch new items, or it's twice a month, bi-weekly, or it's whatever it is. Stick to it, but just don't do it randomly. Like, give that sense of, I cannot think of the word right now, but just where they leading up to it, the anticipation of, oh my gosh, there's another launch coming up. And, depending on what you're selling, they won't know what it is. So I would definitely say do that. Set a time, a day that you're always launching. Another thing I like to do is, people like to see my thrifted hauls. And so I will, before the Wednesday launch, so if I have found some fun things thrifting, I will do a live, usually on, I shouldn't say usually. So sometimes it's on Facebook, sometimes it's on Instagram, and sometimes it's on both at the same time. But I will kind of go through the things that I have found. And not everything that I share is going to be in the shop, and not everything I share are things I'm going to keep. And I don't share every single thing I have found or every single thing that's going to be in the shop, because that just kind of loses the, what's going to be in the shop on the launch day or the launch time. So I share a few of the items. I don't tell them, I will share my haul, and I will say, and some of these items will be on my shop page, I will launch Wednesday at noon CST. You will find some of these items on my shop page. And so some of the items, obviously, if it's something they really like, they will be at the shop. They will be on the shop page at noon on Wednesdays. And then for the other things that I don't share, they will come on just to check, to see what else is on there. So definitely those are two things that I would say for sure. Start out small, number one, and set a launch time or date that they can anticipate and get excited for, and don't just randomly put things on there every day, because then it's not special. There's no build up. It's just random. They don't really know when things are going to be launched. And so it's just kind of like a store. That store A is going to be open from 8 to 4 on Mondays and Fridays, whatever. And so then that's when you can go there and shop. So I would definitely say that. Keep it small. The lives, I think, help, because, if you have another Instagram page, another Facebook page, if you have a newsletter, if you have, YouTube, whatever it is that you're posting on, it's a good idea to share your shop on those other things, especially if you've got a following on any of those platforms. You can let them know about your shop and what you're doing, and have them head over and follow your shop page And this is for, I mean, even if you're selling on Etsy, I would do the same thing. If you have a presence on any other platforms, make sure that you are sending people over to the shop page or wherever the Etsy page, whatever it is that you're selling, where you're selling, to kind of just gain a following there and let them know what you are doing. And as far as growing, that was another question. Growing your shop page, I mean, that's like a whole nother podcast just about growing on social media in general. It's kind of all the same rules. You want to be consistent. You want to be showing up for your audience. You want to be using, hashtags. You want to be promoting it. All of those kinds of things. It's kind of the same thing as just growing your regular, any social media platform. All of the same rules apply to growing a shop page. I'm trying to think as I'm looking through here. So as far as payment, that's another thing. Like how does it work? So again, when I started my shop page, I wanted to make it simple. So I write the description. I post a photo. I write the description, and then I have them comment sold on the post if it's something they want to buy. And then I do most of the transaction through like DMs, sometimes Facebook Messenger, depending on where they're at. So I get their address through there, and then I do, I use Pirate Ship for shipping labels, and then I kind of box things up, get it weighed, get it measured, send them an invoice, and then once they pay me, then I send them their tracking, through the message however we're messaging back and forth. So again, I wanted to keep this simple. I wanted to keep it doable, and I wanted to keep it small in these beginning stages because I just didn't know how it was going to go, what it was going to look like. But yet I wanted to dabble in it to see. I mean, anything in business, anything you want to try, can I encourage you to just do. Stop thinking about it. Stop planning about it. Just finally try something. Just take an initial step. Just take an initial whatever it is that you're keep waiting for and you want to try, or you think you may love. Just I want to encourage you to do it and stop thinking about it. So that's how I do. And as far as payment, you can figure that out how you want to, is it Venmo? Is it PayPal? You can figure out what is best for you. But again, I kept mine super simple. And that's how it's working for me right now. What was the other question? Another question was, what do you do like if items don't sell? So one thing you can do is you can definitely host a sale, so anything that's not sold. Oh, I should have said anything that's not sold. It's 25% off, or you could go in and just edit your post and, change the price and whatever it is, take $5 off. Maybe everything's half off, whatever it is. When somebody has paid for an item on my shop page, I do go in and hit the edit. I go into the post, I hit the 3 lines up at the top, and then I will hit edit. And then I will, right on top of the description, I will put like some asterisks, and then I will put sold in all capital letters. And then I will I will erase the cost, like how much it was, and like my little blurb that says comment sold and all of that. I kind of take that out so that when people come to my shop page, they will be able to see right away what is sold, because they can see the highlight or sorry, my phone just went off. I thought I had it on silent mode. They will see the sold, and so then they can scroll right by those. Those are sold. They can see it right away. They don't have to click on the photos to actually, get to the description. It's I'm looking at it right now. As I'm scrolling through my account right here, I can see exactly which things are sold and which things are still available. So that is how I do it. Some people will get frustrated. They'll say, I can't see the price. And so I have said, on my page, but you will get those messages. If there is a sold thing and the price isn't there, that means it's sold. It's already paid for. It's already been shipped. It's already been sent off. So it's already paid for. So that's how I do it. It makes it easy for me, and it makes it easy for other people who are just coming to my site or to my page to see what's sold, and what isn't. So that's something else that was kind of another question about payment and how you do that and when something sells. And as far as how I store it, like I said, I have totes inside my office. I kind of have a packaging station where all the packaging stuff is. And then I package it up and it goes. Usually on Wednesdays, it's a full day. Like as soon as I launch at noon, I'm usually from at least noon to 4. I'm pretty busy with sending invoices, packaging items, weighing items, measuring and doing all of that. So it's kind of it's a busy afternoon, but because it goes pretty quick. Once you build that anticipation, it goes quicker. And as you grow and you get more people on your shop page, you'll find that things are going a lot faster. And so I usually don't have a lot left over after my launch days, but then I would just host a sale if I have a lot. I did that around the holidays. I think it was right before the holidays, like around Black Friday. I had a few items, and so I discounted those, and then I had a sale there. So those are the few questions I got about my shop page and how I do it, and how I kind of made it simple just here to start out. If you have any other questions, please let me know. We will leave a link to my shop page in the show notes so that you can check it out and kind of see how it's done. You can, see the descriptions and how I do them, the different photos, how I take them. It's definitely good. Photos obviously are very important, and to have kind of a good backdrop, good lighting. Make sure you edit your photos just so they look nice and bright. But yeah, so make sure to check out my shop page. If you have any other questions, please let me know. You can reach out to me through email, lindsay@mycreativedays.com. You can DM me on Instagram. I would love to help you and answer any questions you have. So, and I can do another podcast episode too if I get a bunch of questions about the shop page and how it goes and that. But I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Talk to you next week. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I am grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so, so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.